Hello. How's it going, everybody? It's Sandwhichpants here today, and I was going over some information about some of the more nuanced workings of our government, you know, because there is some seeming idea that the Democratic Party of the United States of America could just pass all of the lefty dream bills. No problem. Like, they could just do it. They don't need a Republican. They don't need anything. They could just do it right now. And I'm a little confused by this because, I've been looking at the way our government is actually, like, structured and bound by some rules and restrictions. It's not been a very long process. You don't have to spend days and weeks reading to figure out some of the reasons that it's probably not a thing that's going to happen. All right. So on screen now, right here, is some of the things that I took quote unquote notes on. Most of this is about budget reconciliation. All of this, plus a good portion of this, most of it anyways. And then that's it. And then I've got the nuclear option. And so we've got some more we've got some rules that are laid out here. All right. Budget reconciliation. This is the big one because people are still salty about the $15 an hour minimum wage not being, without the appearance of it being fought for in the Senate after the parliamentarian said you you can't do that actually. So, that's why this is in here. The Senate parliamentarian specifically overruled the $15 an hour minimum wage bill being in the budget reconciliation COVID package is because of the Byrd rule, which essentially states that it's not budget related, and if anything, it would cost money to the government, revenue decrease, and so, ineligible for reconciliation if it produces an outlay increase or revenue decrease is what it's considered by the Senate because it's a increase in wages that would have to be dealt with. I'm not entirely sure their logic on it, but essentially it's not budget related is what the argument there is. And so, because of the Byrd rule, among a couple of other things, not allowed. Now, this also can happen. The House and Senate adopt different versions of the bill. Now, not in this case with the $15 an hour minimum wage. But, during my research, there was a specific line that that really kind of got me. 60 votes required for legislation to pass without nuclear option or budget reconciliation. Not 50%. Not 50 votes, not 51 votes. 60. You need 60 votes. And you can't invoke the nuclear option on just everything. And there's even some debate that it's unconstitutional, although people haven't really pushed for it right now because it's only been used in the Senate for one purpose, which is judicial. Not well, okay, it's been used for a couple of purposes, but mostly for judicial things. or to end the filibuster on to get to get closer, which is normally 60 votes, but with the nuclear option, they got it in 50. So I was looking over all of that. What essentially happens is the Democrats are constrained by the actual workings of our government. I'm sorry, this isn't supposed to be an authoritarian country. This is supposed to be a democracy, and it's structured in a certain way. The structure could change slightly, but you know what? It isn't right now. So, what you need to do is figure out how you can get things done within the current rules while also trying to figure out if you can change the current rules. You can act on more than one front, everybody. So I don't get where this idea of the Democrats can do just everything, because they literally cannot. They can't. I've I've done a bit of looking. I'm not going to say that I've spent, days or weeks looking into it, although I did study government for like 2 years a while back. And I've been looking into politics for the past like 3.5 years. So I have a basic understanding of how our government works, but there's some things I don't, have a super in-depth knowledge on. I'm mostly advocating for changes to our economic system here, but our political system could go with some changes as well, and they kind of do go hand in hand. So yeah, that's it's a basic thing. It's super basic, real easy, really easy. The Democrats can't do everything. If you want the Democrats to be able to do more, you need to elect more Democrats, more lefties, get more people who are considered left, or at least left leaning, and get them in. You can't do voter apathy if you want more political power. You those aren't mutual those are not mutual things. They don't go hand in hand. If you don't vote, you don't get more political power. You actually are giving your opposition a better chance. I'm not saying it's the equivalent of voting for them, but it does increase the likelihood that they win because, well, statistically and historically, lefties don't get out and vote. Younger progressive people don't go vote. And that has to change. Voter apathy leads to Republican states, leads to Republican presidents, Republican senators, Republican representatives, Republican judges, Republican police. Not in every situation, not in every circumstance, but if younger, more left leaning people went out and actually voted in the numbers that I know we have, there would never be another Republican. We just got to get out there and do it. We got to get out there and clap some voting cheeks. I'm voting. So, you know, besides, you might meet somebody that you think is cute there, and you can be like, "Hey," and then you're living in a house, raising dogs together, or whatever, all because you went and you voted. There you go, you vote. Things get better for everyone else. Things get better for you. You meet the love of your life. You have a lovely dog family, or cat family, or fuck it, llama family. I love llamas, and that's just something that we could do. So before I wrap this up, this is the other main issue. the filibuster. It can be overruled, and you can do other things to fuck around with it. You can invoke the nuclear option to end the filibuster, which is the first time it was done, and the second time it was done to end the debate on Neil Gorsuch and get him voted in. Simple majority rule. So it's not that you can't use the nuclear option for other things, but it will definitely get contested if you use it to just do a $15 an hour minimum wage bill. It'll get contested, it'll have to go through the courts, and then the courts will decide the legality of the nuclear option. And we currently have conservative courts. So the bill will have a stay, and then it may not get to pass. And we lose in court, and we lose the nuclear option. And then the filibuster is infinite. Now, what we could do is nuclear option the filibuster as a tactic. Make it illegal. Just ban it. No filibusters. Yeah. It's been used to shut down a filibuster before, to override the 60 vote threshold, but I don't think you can nuclear option your way out of the filibuster. Actually, you might be able to. That might be the only way. Nah, they'll get the filibuster too. They'll just, if you try and remove the entire filibuster, they will 100% just cry and throw everything at the table. So, essentially, I'll just repeat my advice. The Democrats currently cannot just do everything because of the Senate. If you want the Democrats to do all of the stuff like this, you need to elect lefty Democrats over Republicans. You need to get more Democrats in power that are at least sympathetic to leftist causes or social democratic causes. You have to coalition build. And sometimes that's a thing. I don't know why this is even on screen. So, that's it. That's what I got.